Hello and welcome to this latest video on useful and fun things to have on a boat.
Yep, we've done a few of these before, mainly because a lot of people ask about things that they see that we have on the boat, like these, the comfort seat. We did these in a previous episode, but we've got 6 new lovely things to show you this time.
We have, and the first one is something Steve's been after for a while, diving kit.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, I admit I'm a bit excited about this one. It's not just for emergency use and maintenance, it's going to be a bit of fun too. Extend your diving or your snorkeling really. It's not a proper bit of dive kit this. It's not meant for that. It's meant for, you know, just people like us really, not certified divers. Obviously there's inherent dangers, so you know you've got to know what you're doing to some extent. I've done a couple of courses over the years, and when we get somewhere where there's some good diving, I'll probably do another one, but it's not really for the certified divers. They're going to have the full kit with a BCD on it as well, which is what you use to get your buoyancy right as you go through the water. This comes with a back pack, because it is mounted on the back that way with the regulator and the pressure gauge coming over your shoulders, just like a normal kit, but it doesn't have the BCD that's going to allow you to regulate yourself in the water. So you're not going to want to use this for extended dives, and you don't want to use it if you don't know what you're doing either. But you know, be responsible for your own safety and just inform yourself in the same way as you would with sailing. You don't all have to be a yacht master to sail a boat, so you know, look after your own safety, and this is fine. As I say, I'm not a diver, but I have done my research on this and looked through lots and lots of different types. This one comes out well because they say that, you know, this, which is the pre-regulator, is very well made, and it does seem to be. The regulator itself, you know, it's not up to the standard of a full kit, but people that I've talked to about this say, well, it's much better than most of the emergency type kits that you get, because you can get smaller units than this. Most of them are much smaller. You can get ones that just go in your mouth, which are ½ a litre, but I mean that's going to last, you know, less than 5 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes probably. So, you know, if you've got a rope around your prop or your anchor stuck or something like that and you need to sort it out, it's probably not going to be enough, and you're in enough of a panic anyway. You don't want to panic more. This, they say, will give you 20-25 minutes of air. Well, it might do if you're a really experienced diver and you're really efficient with the way that you're using the air, but actually for most of us mortals, you're going to use it a lot quicker than that. So, you know, don't expect that. But it's going to give you enough time probably to do what you want to do in an emergency, and, you know, to have a bit of fun with. So, you know, that's what I want it for. So let's have a little look at the kit then. So you do get, yeah, pressure gauge. It is full at the moment. I took it to a dive shop to do that. I should have, when I bought this kit, one of the versions comes with an adapter which you put onto the top of here, and you can fill it bottle to bottle. That probably would be the best way of doing it if you want to go to dive shops and refill your bottles. I got this done, the dive shop had one, so it was fine, but he said, well, look, a lot of people wouldn't, so maybe have that. And you know, a lot of people actually do have full dive bottles on their boats, so you know, if you're using friends to do that for, you'd want to have that adapter, so I should have got that. You can also get an electric unit. Smaco actually do one, but they couldn't deliver it, so it's quite expensive, and that would be a good way of doing it, because you get a 12-volt version of that, and fill it. It takes about 25 minutes to do, but you know, it's a way of doing it, so that would be probably a good way. I might look for a version of that in future to do it if I find that I'm sort of places where you can't easily fill from dive shops. One thing I don't like about this particular unit is that, you know, it comes all nicely packed in the case when you buy it, but the case is sized so that when the regulator's off it fits in, but when you've actually put it all together, it doesn't. Well, I suppose for people carrying it around, they might want it this configuration, but for us storing on the boat, it would be nice to store this in its position in a case. Well, I can't store it in this one because with the regulator on, can't do it. So I think that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, everything else about it does seem, you know, sort of like good quality. So let's take it in the water and have a go. Yeah, It did work very well, very easy to use, and more usable than those smaller ones, which I think are just a bit of a gimmick. Yeah, the respirator is really good. You suck a little bit harder than the ones that we've used before in the tropics. But yeah, bubbles come out the side, don't obscure your vision. It's great, I think. Good design.
Excellent. And we can switch from line fishing to spear fishing.
Yeah.
Which brings me in a rather a clunky way to our next item, which is the Lotus Grill.
So this is it. It is light and portable, so you can take it to the beach if you want, or have it anywhere you like on the boat. We've had this one for a couple of years, so it's a little bit used, but I'll show you anyway. Here we are. We have it here, and the important thing is you can have it anywhere because we've got wooden decks, but it doesn't get hot at the bottom, and that's obviously crucial if you're going to be using it like we are, just up in the cockpit. So it comes with a grill here, and then if I take the lid off here, you can see that's where we put the charcoal. And then in here is where you put we use crumpled up fire lighters, but some people use liquid fire lighters. And there's a hole down there as well, because it is fan assisted. If I turn the fan on there, that's what gets things going. And it doesn't take very much charcoal, you can see just a tiny bit here. And it gets going really quickly. So let's do it. Yep, that should be enough for the fire lighters. And a little bit of charcoal. It doesn't take much, and we keep our charcoal, that's quite a big chunk, in this plastic box, so it's nice and secure on the boat. Now before I put the coals on, I'm going to light the fan, otherwise it would go out. I'll put that on. Woo! There we go, lid on, put this on. Now I promise you, this is delicious. This is diced potato with some basil and Steve's best beer. He said I could.
All of it?
Okay, just a little bit. It cooks in beer, a little bit more, sorry. There we go. And the trick here is to have one layer of good cooking foil, and then just place it on there and it starts cooking.
And I should mention it's easy to clean as well, though I do think in retrospect we should have got the bigger one.
We got the smallest of the three sizes.
Yeah, there's three.
And yeah, I thought you being a veggie, we wouldn't need so much space, but in fact, those peppers take up all the space.
You need more.
You
You
do.
need more, that's the thing.
Now the next one is a gadget. I like gadgets. I want to thank Paul from Sailing Savvy for introducing me to this one. Ruuvis. These are fantastic little devices that you can have around the boat, and I was interested in them mainly to monitor temperature, because we've got our new house bank, our lithium house bank, which is in the engine room. Shouldn't go above 55 degrees, shouldn't go below 0. It's not going to do that here, but it can go obviously above 55 degrees in the extreme heat that we're getting in an engine room. So it sort of want to monitor it to tell me when to put the fans on to ventilate the engine room and that sort of thing. And that's exactly what this can do. It comes straight out to an iPad, phone, whatever, and gives you temperature, gives you a graph. So we can see at the moment it's 33.61 degrees in the engine room. It's very accurate, this. It's medical grade, so sort of much more accurate than 0.1 of a degree. It's amazing stuff. So it gives you the live temperature here on a picture. You can take a picture of where the sensor is, just so it sort of reminds you, it's easy to see as you flick through each one. And if I press the little button at the top there, it'll show me a graph of how it's been going. So you can see the peaks here where we've had the engine going, and I can look at those and make sure that they always stay below 55 degrees. You can see on here it's not just temperature. This particular sensor is also monitoring the humidity and the pressure, the air pressure in there as well. But if I turn the iPad round to landscape, I can just sort of see one at a time in more detail, and I can scroll through and open it up to see more detail on one bit to see what temperature things got up to at any certain point, if that's what I wanted. So I've got a few of these around the boat. If I flick through here, I can sort of go through the different ones I've got. So first of all, Doghouse, where we are sat at the moment, is 35.83 degrees centigrade. Yes, it is pretty warm. It's quite early in the morning as well. The freezer, minus 11 at the moment. Our freezer is struggling because we're in such warm water. It's got a keel cooler. It doesn't really get down to the temperature it should. And if actually you look at the graph for this one, you'll see it went really quite high on this bit here, but that's actually because we ran the batteries out. They got down to 20% and cut off automatically in the middle of the night 2 nights ago. So the temperature went right up. So it's useful. I can see that it didn't get to thaw out, but it went up to -1. It wasn't good. It took us a while to get it back down again. But things like that, you know, really good to be able to monitor. And I'll flick through again. The fridge at the moment it's saying 34 degrees, but that is actually because I've got the sensor out to show you. Now there's 2 different types of sensor. You get this one, which they call the Pro sensor. This one's completely waterproof. This one is supposed to be waterproof as well to a metre depth, but this one's just more rugged. So for things like the fridge and the freezer, it's got a special battery in there as well. It lasts longer. I mean, the batteries are removable. You can take them out and change them. They last a couple of years, apparently. But yeah, I thought the Pro version is what I've got in the fridge and the freezer, and this one is what we've got elsewhere in the boat. So I'll just open this one out. This is the last one I'm going to put on, which is going to be for the bedroom, for the stateroom. You open it up, it has a little usual bit of plastic out, you pull that out so it activates it, and as soon as that happens you'll see, if I come on the iPad and have a little look, so I just press add a new sensor, and here it goes. Ruuvi B850 is the one that it's found, the one that I've just opened. You can have an unlimited number of these, I think, and you don't have to pair them. It's very good. It just comes up, sees them all the time. They're very strong. The signal from these, it seems. So now I've just pressed on the little cog, and it comes up. It says, "Do you want a background image?" Yes, I've already taken one, so I'll go to the library and say I'll have a picture of the bedroom, and I'll name it. So let's say it. Bedroom, and there we go. We've got the new one, bedroom. Obviously I've got to go and put it in there now. You can just get a bit of Velcro, a sticky Velcro or something, or put it on the wall if you want to, or you get these little sort of nice soft rubber things, so you could screw that to the wall, and then this will just nicely clip in. So they're very neat. You can have these wherever you want. The other ones, the Pro version, come with a sort of a screw version, so you can really screw them on hard if they want a piece of machinery or something. So they measure different things. The Pro version hasn't got the barometer function because if it had the hole to be able to get air pressure, it couldn't be as waterproof. This one's still waterproof down to a metre apparently. I don't quite know how they've managed that, but you know, it's very good. You can put them underwater, of course, but the transmission of the Bluetooth isn't going to be so good. So if you wanted it in a jacuzzi or something, then you'd put it near the surface. It'd still be okay. You'd still be able to read it probably, but too low and you wouldn't. But this one, reading air pressure, is a really good thing. So I can look at things like my doghouse one here and look at what the air pressure is doing. And that, for weather forecasting, is a really good thing, certainly offshore. I mean, in my days as a teenager, we had the barometer, as all ships do, but we also had a barograph, so that did what this is doing. It's drawing what the pressure is doing, and that's really useful. It shows you the trends, it shows you if there's a big drop coming, a front coming in. So for offshore sailing, I mean, this is amazing in itself. These, you know, the barographs nowadays, they'll cost hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. So this, you know, it's great. It's about 35 euros for one of these, a couple more euros for the Pro version. I mean, brilliant. Now you can also have one of these things. It's a hub, so you can monitor remotely when you're away from your boat. Obviously, we live aboard, we don't need it, but for most people, I would imagine that's an amazing thing to be able to do, just to have a look and make sure temperatures, humidity is okay inside your boat. It's also got a motion sensor, this as well, so I mean, obviously the boat is moving around, but I would imagine you could probably put it on a door or something, know if people have come and gone, show a big motion from that. But yeah, to monitor remotely, it's more expensive to have the hub, but to do it that way, I think would be invaluable if you're leaving your boat. Yeah, they're great. They do have an alarm on them as well, which is really useful. So we said a high temperature alarm for the one in the engine room, for instance. I wish they did have something though for a pressure change, because that would be useful to know if a front is coming in. But yeah, they're developing it all the time. Things like that will come in, I think.
Yeah, very handy. And now we're moving back into the kitchen for something that a lot of people have in their kitchens at home anyway, a vacuum packer, but we didn't.
Emily's got 3, our
I
daughter.
know. This is the one we wanted though.
One of the things everyone is short of on a boat is space. So anything that can take care of that gets my vote. And this vacuum sealer is good for food. We have a small freezer, a small fridge, so we haven't got much space, but also just dried foods. You know, why have I got my nuts in a massive great big container like this? So I'm going to put them in one of these packets and I'm going to seal them, vacuum seal them, so that I can fit them in a smaller space. So first I'm going to put them in here. There we go. Now these bags, they have a little edge here, which is how the air comes out. So I'm going to open this. It's a Cromify sealer we've got here. Oops. And you put the bag here so it can be sealed. Close it and press go. Vacuum seal. It's doing it. Doing it. Then when it's done, it automatically seals after that. And I'll put these in a cupboard. Takes up much less space than this. So this can be reused now in the fridge with leftovers, which is what I usually do with these. The other thing you can do is make your own bags so that you have them the right size. Now I'm going to pack these chicken breasts separately. The first thing I need to do is make my own bag about the size of a chicken breast. So I'm going to guillotine a bag off from this roll of bags here. And then I have to make a seal. So here we are, I'll just put this bit in here. And then this time I just press seal. So that's sealed. Hopefully it'll be the right size for a chicken breast. Put a piece of chicken in. Before we had this, I had loads of bags with just clips like this to try and secure the tops. And you can imagine we had 1 or 2 accidents in the freezer. This is so much more secure. There we go, vacuum seal, moist food, vacuum seal.
One thing I should add as well is that if your food is vacuum packed, it lasts so much longer, and that's really useful for us living out here.
Yeah, especially for me, for the meat. It's very good. Now, this next one, you might get a sense of deja vu if you watch other sailing channels.
Yeah, everyone's been offered the knives, and we love them.
They're great. Now, someone once told us you haven't made it as a YouTube channel until you've got some Japanese knives. And we're sailors, and all sailors love knives, so these ones are great. This is the set that I would go for. I mean, if you've seen these things, you know about Japanese knives. They're super sharp because they're using a much harder level of steel, a lot more carbon in it. So they're a bit more brittle, so yeah, be careful with them. Don't chuck them around. I mean, you wouldn't want to. They're very sharp anyway. But they're thin and sharp, and they're done like a chisel. So they're not chamfered on both sides, just one, so you can sharpen them on a whetstone, which I think is really, really good. So this is the set to get because it's got what you need. It's got the chef's knife, which is the sort of everything knife. It's got the paring knife. But what I want to show you is this. And this is the cleaver, and it's not a cleaver in the usual sense that you're going to chop things with it like that, because it's much finer, much sharper than anything for meat. It's not meant for that. It's meant for vegetables. It's a vegetable cleaver, and it will transform how you do vegetables. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to show you a little bit of that. First then, an onion. This is quite easy. You don't have to put much pressure on because they are so sharp. Cut the ends off, cut it in half. Just goes through really, really easy. Take the skin off, and then I'm going to first of all go through and just slice a little bit this way. And once you've done that, the action you need is just with your left hand, hold it with your fingernails in, and then forward and down. Very light pressure because it's so sharp. Really, really easy, and you can do this as fine as you like. Make these really, really tiny bits if you want. So it's just like that. You can then go through it again and chop them if you want, but really, really easy and fast for an onion.
Yum.
Next then, a lemon. Now this is a really good one because it's a really good way to get lemon for your gin and tonic. What you do with this, you can slice them as fine as you like, all the way through. I'm going to lay these out on the plate, stick them in the freezer, do a whole plate full, stick them in the freezer, freeze them. You need them like that because if you put them together they'll all stick together. Then you can put them in one of Judy's lovely vacuum bags, and you've got frozen lemon for your gin and tonics, which is superb. So these go in the freezer. Lastly, just going to have a look at some garlic, because this is great for that as well, because what you need to do with garlic, of course, is not just chop it, but crush it a bit. So get the edge of the blade, give it a bit of a squidge, chop the ends off it, and you can easily then just peel it, and then crush it right down, and then it's just basically touch it, because this is so sharp, cuts it into a million pieces.
Yeah, they're amazing, and I was really impressed with your chopping skills.
It's the vegetable cleaver. It really is good. I'm waiting to get a nice, really big watermelon and go through it with that. It's great. Things you normally struggle with, it just cuts through. They're brilliant.
Excellent. Now, last but not least, we have a long-standing partnership with Surfshark.
Well, it's a lovely evening this evening, so I'm getting ready for us to watch some TV on the laptop. Now, to do that, we need a VPN, which is why we are partnered with Surfshark. We've been partnered with them for a year now, and it's a VPN that just works. So what happens is that we get our connection through 4G. We have 2 aerials on the doghouse roof. It comes through our system, and of course that varies from country to country. It's not always safe, which is why Surfshark has advanced malware protection. One of the reasons we're partnered with them. Now Steve's going to tell you more.
A VPN, if you don't already know, is a virtual private network. It means your personal data can't be accessed from outside. Basically, you can't be hacked.
Let the hacking begin. First up is Kirkland. They keep everything open and allow indexes in their Apache configuration, so a little wget magic is all that's necessary to download the entire Kirkland Facebook. Kid stuff.
So for us, whether it's being online for navigation, for working on our YouTube channel, or doing a Zoom conference call, this is Judy on a work call. She used to actually wear trousers when she read the news. Seems standards have slipped. But truth be told, one of the biggest uses for us is probably entertainment. Things like Netflix and Amazon Prime have different programming depending on where you are in the world, so sometimes you have to make it look like you're somewhere you're not. One other cool thing is that a subscription to Surfshark covers all of your devices. We find that really useful.
We're currently watching The Outlaws on the BBC iPlayer. It is really good.
Yeah, it's great. Now there'll be links to all these things in the description, so if there's anything you're interested in, just have a look through there, and do put something in the comments if there's anything that you think is good to have on a boat. It's where we get most of our ideas from.
Yeah, we do. Most of our ideas come from you, so thank you very much. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.